Duality here with another 2v2 analysis, this time with a player named Bob, or in-game, in this case, someone. And we're going to run through this from his point of view and then my point of view. So we'll see what he's doing, try to see how he's reacting to where I am on the field, where his opponents are, break down a couple plays as they happen, and try to suggest some more proper ways to go about things that would be attacked wrong. So here he's going up a little bit too close, so if an opponent cleared it out, neither of us would have been able to save that. So it's important to kind of just let me play the ball and then react to where they hit it, where I hit it, and making sure you're in a spot to go from there. And a wall hit like that is easy to send to the opponent, so it's good to just try to play it slow when you have possession, and not put it in a space where it can be given away easily. So really just taking advantage when you have control and focusing on not giving the ball away. So a lot of times you'll see me just try to take it slow, and I'm just analyzing the situation and trying to get the best challenge on the ball and think about where I'm putting it. So here it's the shot opportunity. He went for it and was right to, just didn't get it high enough over his opponent. Here he's following me a little bit too much. He kind of creates a little bit of pressure on me. I kind of just have to fling it away. And then if an opponent, again, cleared that high, he wouldn't have been able to do anything. He doesn't get punished on the dodge there, which is nice, and puts it in a good opportunity, and he cuts it around, which is very smart there, so. So he's going to take this. I came up, I'm pretty sure I just didn't know what he was doing, taking it slow, so I wanted to start taking it upfield. He's a little bit too far back when he's grabbing boost. Takes a lot of time out of the play, but I'm still able to knock a shot in anyway, so. He should just be watching this and playing it through, but again, he kind of just lobs it straight towards the enemy, and that's an instance where not thinking too much of where the ball is going after you're going to hit it. So it's important, again, just thinking about positioning and keeping control with your team there. So he should be grabbing this boost and playing opposite, kind of mid, to get ready for a pass or clear from an opponent. So he's right to go there, and he should be pushing up while I circle around. Sort of a weak challenge there, but he's good here to just start circling around, kind of gets bumped up. Wants to make a wider line, and he does start turning around, which is nice. Cutting there was dangerous, but luckily I was able to keep possession so it doesn't punish too hard. And here he's a little bit too close to where I am. Kind of just back this up a little bit. Even though I do score this, this isn't the most proper way to approach this, so we can kind of just discuss this for a second. As I'm cutting it around, you see me on the corner there, realistically, I'll be taking some sort of powerful, either shot down or over. And the important thing is remembering to be where your teammate is not, and being able to get ready for a pass here. So he's going up, and he's just driving too straight. So if I shot this with any sort of power or went off backboard or anything like that, he's at an angle where he's not pushing it towards net. He would have to cut in, and it's pretty risky. So anything that would be cleared out, he's then chasing and would end up just having to push it out instead of being able to accept the pass over. Again, luckily I do get the shot in, so it isn't punished, but it's important to think about going where your opponent, where your teammate is not, and making sure that you're able to cover those spaces and keep possession for your team. There I kind of just hit a long shot. Opponents weren't able to do much about that. So here he's right to challenge. I probably just tell him I'm far back, so he's okay to keep pushing up, and then he just wants to cycle back. He's could get back to net quicker here, but kind of takes too much time taking boost. So this is another one of those opportunities where he's taking too straight of a line at me instead of swinging around. So again, it's being where I am not. So he kind of wants to be opposite. That way, in case an opponent bounces it off the wall or anything, he's able to clear it out. But anything that happens here, he could only realistically push off the wall or a corner, something like that, and it's going to put it in a better position for the opponent. So here, he kind of chokes me up, and then he has to swing around, and it kills the play a little bit. So here he just wants to kind of follow it slowly, not go too far forward. He is too far forward there. If that went over, he couldn't have saved it. Luckily, we weren't punished hard enough for that. So it's a good idea to just make sure that you're in a position to save basically anything until you know your teammate has successfully pushed it up the pitch. And there it's a little bit too haphazard of a dodge up. Doesn't get the hits. So here he just should be challenging. Dodges when he shouldn't, might have just been a little misplay, wrong button or something like that. So here he starts cutting a little bit too sharp. He should be kind of taking that side boost and putting himself in a smart play to go with me here. But luckily I'm able to just keep possession over here. And again, he's just driving a little bit too close to the ball and not going off of where it's going to be. So again, it's just you get used to the idea of where the ball speed is taking it and trying to meet it where it's going, as opposed to trying to just drive where it's at. And here he should be driving around a little bit wider. He cuts in, so it's nice. He creates some space there. And the opponents aren't able to get a good clear, and he should have kind of seen that there. But here, I'm not sure how much boost he had, but going up in that instance might not be the best until you have strong ball control. Luckily, again, we weren't punished severely. So he should just be kind of cutting up as soon as possible and letting me come back. There, I imagine I just let him know to roll off of it, and then he can kind of follow back. He sees I don't have a touch, so he's right to just start putting some pressure on it. There again, I'm not sure whether or not I told him to go for it, but it is a risky sort of challenge there when we're both kind of meeting where the ball is midfield. So here I'm cycling back, and he's right to turn on that. No matter what it does, get the ball away from the opponents, and I'm able to regain control because I'm just cycling back quick enough. So here he's right, he starts going back after make the play, and then it is in a good position to turn around. Here maybe tries to half flip, something like that. It's easy to mess up without a lot of practice there. Here I start turning around, so he goes up, but again he's just a little bit too far forward. Kind of thinking of just trying to hit the ball as opposed to where the opponents are most likely going to hit it. So we can run through this again from my point of view and try to see what I'm doing in those situations as opposed to what he's doing and how he's affected the plays here. So I'm going to go up. Again, I'm not just throwing myself at the ball. I'm making sure that I'm always in a position to keep playing it or recover and turn around quickly to prevent any easy goals. So here I see him in net, and I kind of just want to pop it over and keep playing it around, and then I can just take it wide. I know I can beat them to this, so I just want to start challenging immediately because my teammate should be going back. Here, I want to just pop it up. I tried to shoot that in, it's just a little bit off target there. So here I'm trying to kind of just trailing it, and I'm focusing on where it's going. And you see I'm kind of just turning. I'm not throwing myself at the ball. I'm just making sure that I'm leveling myself on the ground and trying to just push this ball around. And as you see, I'm able to just keep my my speed of the car, so I can continue putting myself in position to create a presence. And that was a little bit of a risky pop there. Kind of just tried to throw him off. Here I'm going to try to just flick it over and then immediately create a challenge. And again, I'm not jumping at that if I don't have to. That way I'm able to just keep swinging around and not going out of position there. So I'm just shadowing, and then I see him go in, So here I'm kind of seeing what's going on. I know that the opponents are far away enough to where I can start challenging. And here I'm waiting to see what he does, and then I take my shot. So, oh, there it is. So, kind of play this pretty slow here. So, first what I'm doing is, as I said, I'm just taking a moment to kind of analyze the situation. And the more you do this, the quicker you're able to do it. So it's not like you're taking time out to think about something, but it'll just help your subconscious predictions. So what I'm focusing on right now is whether or not he's up or not. And I know he's not up, so at this point I know I can beat him. So I need to focus on hitting that underside of the car, not the car, the ball there, to apply just enough height to the shot to try to keep it above tiptoe there, and get to the left side as it's going out to push it over. So as I touch it, you see I'm dodging at the moment that I make contact with the ball. and it's just enough height and speed to knock it over him. That could have been saved, just wasn't in that instance. So I'm going to grab this boost, let him play, and then cycle around. Here, seeing that he hasn't gone up for it, and I know I'm closer, so I'm just making sure that I'm clearing it in a smart spot. Again, I'm kind of just playing it around. I know I can block something here. You see me back up there. I'm just making sure that I'm not haphazardly jumping out of net. Again, I'm the last man back, so I really need to make sure that whenever I do leave net, I'm doing something with it. So there I'm kind of just playing it around in their half, watching what he's doing, seeing how he's approaching the ball, and I'm challenging him at that wall there, but it's just a single jump, so I'm not losing myself as part of the play, and at the same time I'm making sure I'm affecting it, so any sort of pass is killed. So this is a decently smart corner play, which is nice to kind of see. So I'm taking a moment to analyze. I see one opponent coming up, so you'll see me go around here, kind of just making sure I'm not just cutting straight into it. And the idea is that I don't want to hit this with any sort of... I don't want to hit it low at net at all. I just want to get it to start rolling up and maybe out over there. And the idea is hopefully that the opponent isn't going to predict this right. So whether or not Tiptoe's going to hit it. And it might seem risky for me to go to this, but I'm very far upfield, and I just need to keep creating pressure on this and taking any shot opportunity I can get, and trusting my teammate to be back there to play whatever happens. Just making sure that each play is capitalized on. So he kind of goes up the wall there, didn't need to, and that's why he messes up. But because I was up anyway, making sure that I could challenge or take a shot on, I'm still able to capitalize. And you see I'm just kind of waiting as long as possible, and then I'm dodging into it from an angle here. Again, I'm to the left side of the ball, and I'm making sure I'm just positioning my car to where it's easy for me to dodge it the other way into net here, and I'm able to just squeak it in. So we can let that go straight away here. I'll just knock it back a second and just let it go forward. Get this go a little bit. So again, I'm getting above the ball here, and I'm slicing down into it hard, and I know it's rolling up, so I'm getting up to where it's going, and then dodging kind of like diagonally right into it as soon as I notice that my car is in the right spot to push it in and not off near post. So I'm watching this. I know he's far away, so I'm gonna try to pop it up. That does end up scoring, but we can kind of just go over some of the more decision-making stuff here. So, again, I'm taking that second to analyze, and is he going to beat me or not? I know he's not. And while a lot of players are going to just want to jump into this, try to power shoot it, say they want to take it up high or something, just like it's on the ground here, because it's kind of rolling along the wall, similar to along the ground. You don't want to jump, you just want to make sure you're hitting the lowest possible part of that ball, or in this case to the left. And so this way my hitbox is reaching it just as it starts going out, so it's pushing it up there. And because I didn't jump, we can get this going, you can see I'm still able to follow it, and I'm seeing whether or not they go up for it, and they just happen to miss. If not, my teammate's there to finish it, and then I'm in midfield to watch the play from there. But because I just took a hit along my driving route and popped it up, I'm able to just keep a lot safer, smarter presence, and just watch the ball from there. So I'm going to just try to play it slow here. He could have challenged it a little bit better, but again, I'm not jumping at it to make sure that I can get around quick enough to stop whatever happens from there. So I'm just making sure I'm between the ball and the net here, trying to push the opponents around so they don't have a lot of time. Seeing how far they're going up, making a challenge when I can, and I'm just sort of playing this backfield. We're up a bit, so I don't need to do anything too crazy. So I'm just following a bit of a safe wall touch, and then this is kind of risky, just trying to get it cut out and bait them out. That could have been punished harder, and could have been cleared down into an empty net, which is bad there, but that's more of trust of my teammate in the midfield to take it clear, and then I'm able to just go from there. So I see in the corner here, I went to drift and just cut it over. So again, I'm playing this slow, and as you see, I'm not dodging. I'm not throwing my momentum away. I'm just trying to keep control of the ball and also make sure that I can use my dodge to gain speed and get back in time. So I'm going to let him go for it, start rolling up here, and then you'll see me cut left because I'm just predicting where he's going to hit that. I don't want to jump at it, I'm just constantly analyzing and seeing how much time I have. Because as long as I have a little bit more time than them, I should just be focusing on making a smart touch. Making sure that any sort of real shot opportunity or shot that I'm taking is going to create a good scoring opportunity and isn't just to take a shot at it just because I can. And here, this actually misses, but this is a good challenge to do, so we can go over. So it's coming at me, there's one opponent coming at it, and my teammate should be, just cycling back here. So he misses, I see that, and again I'm still on the ground, and I'm not going to jump at it. Again, I'm going to try to create as much height on the ball as possible. And as soon as I pop this up, I'm just looking at Tiptoe over there, and I'm trying to see when he's jumping. And the idea is, as long as I can stay close to it, I'm able to get to it quicker. So I want to bait him into jumping up, and then I can jump up quicker and shoot it over him. So you see, I'm kind of just letting it get that height. I know he hasn't went for it. We kind of go at the same time, but again, because I'm closer, I'm just tilting my car up and up and up. And then again, as I'm just at the opposite corner here, I can dodge and shoot it over him. And it does end up going a little bit too wide off the post there. So I'm going to swing into their boost, start watching the play. And I see my teammate back there, so I kind of just call him off and let him know that I'm going to just be watching that, and then he can play off that. So here you see again, I'm not jumping at it. Forget what happened there, that's kind of a misplay between us, but I'm just following this ball nice and slow. I'm really thinking about each touch that I get and what it's doing. Again, just working off prediction and capitalizing most effectively on a smart play. I see him coming, so I just want to bounce it off the wall and get up to it before them. He creates a nice challenge on that, so it's dead. So I just want to go back, and here I just want to catch it. So we can go over kind of like the train of thought behind this to get a good idea of what to do. So the ball's going towards my net here. Again, I'm analyzing, and you see both of my opponents, they're currently going towards net. And because I'm going to the ball, the idea is to just keep control and possession of it, while focusing on creating a good scoring opportunity or passing play. So I know that they're behind me, so instead of kind of just bumping this in a corner, I just want to get to you'll see me kind of creeping up on the right side here. So I'm just matching it as it touches the ground, not dodging, just boosting a little bit, and then I'm following it along the opposite corner, and then making sure I flick as soon as possible to cut it around him. So we can watch that one more time straight through. Analyzing, I'm looking, I know I have time, so I'm just going to try to control my momentum to get right here on the right side, so it's left, and then as soon as I can, just pop it up and do my flick over. So he missed, so I'm going to get the boost, and again, just challenge, and that's just predicting where he's going to hit it. I see him going straight, so I just want to get up and in front of his car to where he is shooting the ball. My teammate's out of the play, so I just need to try to get at this as quick as possible when he cycles back, but that's the end of that. So decent play by him, something I would recommend to him. I do basically everyone is incorporating the teammate into plays more often and making sure that you are putting yourself where your teammate is not and thinking about where the ball is going. So what I do is when I go into training and then ranked and stuff like that, I give myself something kind of tangible or precise to focus on improving when I'm going into a game. That way, the point of improving is you have to know what you're working to improve on. And yeah, playing over and over again will improve your mechanics. But if you're not consciously thinking about what you're doing and the effects of it and how you can do things better, you're not going to rank up with any sort of consistency just because you're not adapting your play to higher and higher levels. So when, like, in this case, if I was him, I would go with prediction, and that's something almost anyone can improve on until you hit the really high ranks. So if I was focusing on prediction, anytime I saw the ball going, instead of going for it, basically before I'm making any real movement, which, as you see, I don't dodge a lot. When I consider a dodge it's like an active movement. It applies a lot of pressure, and it's a high risk, kind of high reward opportunity. But again, the high risk just isn't worth it most of the time. So I'm just going to, like I said before, every single one of those plays, I'm going to work on prediction. So instead of where it's at, I'm going to think, where is it going, where's my teammates, and what is going to happen from this play. Similar to chess, you want to think a couple moves ahead of your opponent. So in this case, just making a conscious effort to not stop your car, but just stop mentally for a moment and think, okay, where is this going, and what am I going to do with it, and what is the real outcome? And then if you're thinking about that as you hit the ball and see plays progress, stuff like that, you'll start getting a better understanding of the effects of your plays and the ultimate end result of what you're doing. And, if you see a play that you're doing, especially kind of beelining towards the ball and not rotating around a lot, you'll see how important prediction is, and like as far as where your teammates are, where your opponents are, and where you should be to keep the play moving along. So something similar to dribbling or aerial play, where you're not able to focus on all the time, but you can kind of push yourself to do more often. With things like prediction, decision making, you can incorporate it into basically any real play that you're making, any moment that you're taking, any sort of aggressive action on the ball, or deciding when to turn, when to not turn. So, just taking one thing that you want to improve on and just working on it over and over again, and then when you feel confident with that, move on to something else. But if you're just trying to quote unquote improve your gameplay overall, it's hard for your brain to focus on specific things. So you're not going to build a good long-term memory off of that. Your brain is kind of scattered over a bunch of different subjects with regards to this, and it doesn't cancel everything out, but you'll see a much exponentially slower improvement, as opposed to taking one target improvement ideology and then really just attacking that hard and forcing yourself to improve on that solely as much as possible, and that'll give you more confidence to move on to something else. And with prediction, the better you are with that, the quicker you can go up for shots, and that's what's important. It's easy to be able to go up quickly for shots, but having more confidence in yourself to go up for a fast aerial, especially with a lot of height, and knowing where it's going and not launching your car just past the ball in a bad opportunity, that'll allow you just to create a lot more plays with or without your teammates and stuff like that. So let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Thanks for watching, and as always, feel free to send me a replay, and I'll gladly analyze it for you. Thanks.